Why would you fire somebody on a Friday when firing someone on a Monday is so much better for the business and for the employee if they actually deserve to be fired? Well, let's talk about why this practice needs to change and companies need to stop letting people go at the end of the week on Thursday or Friday. What this does to a person that's let go, if they're let go deservingly because they have attendance problems or performance problems, or this just wasn't the right job or role for them, is that when Friday comes, if you get terminated at the end of the day, because the old thought process was that you'd get fired and then, there'd be nobody to, hear you squawk or anything else. That's how companies used to think about this, guys. But what really started to happen is that people would then go home with their head hung and they would go, I have no idea what to do with myself. They have to go home and tell their partner, tell their family, they lost their job, tell their friends. And they would sit there, it's the weekend, and they would kind of commiserate and be depressed about that function of that happening. And it would be, soon the conversation would turn to whether or not this is a legitimate firing and should, I know this guy that had an attorney. Do you want to get his card from me? Do you want to sue them? Were you wrongfully terminated? Whatever it happened to be. Do you want to sit around and write a bunch of bad Google, Yelp, Glassdoor reviews about the company, kind of crap on them just to be spiteful because you're having a bad day of it? What's the benefit to the company of that? There's no benefit, and there's no actual benefit to the person. Now, on the other hand, as bad as this sounds, because it always sucks, guys, let's be honest, it sucks for anybody to lose their job. It sucks for the manager to have to do this to them. But it's far worse for the person that's losing their income. If you let somebody go at the start of the week, like on a Monday morning when they come in, yes, it's still brutal, it's still horrible, but what can they do now? They can go home and file for unemployment right now, get that process started. They can go get their LinkedIn and their resume updated. They can start to contact everybody on their LinkedIn that has hiring authority. They can go through their phone, find out anybody that's a manager at a job, call them up, be like, hey, you know what? My contract just ended at A, B, and C company. I'm available, wondering if you guys have anything. I'm looking for a new role. Be positive about it. They can start to take steps to work on it. They can go on LinkedIn and look for webinars in their vertical. If they're in marketing, they can look for marketing verticals and sign up for 3 or 4 of them on LinkedIn that week to be able to go in, hop on, and talk to people that are in webinars about stuff that have hiring authority and possibly get picked up. They can go on to Eventbrite and they can find job fairs in their areas, conferences in their areas, trade shows in their areas for whatever vertical they're in, sales, marketing, insurance, HR, whatever they happen to do. They can find events and things to go to where they can network, and they can talk to people that are actively at work. If you call people on the weekend when you're looking for a job, they're not